Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my YouTube channel, The School of Love. My name is Maria, and I am helping people discover their inner potential for love towards oneself and towards the others. Due to overwhelming demand, I am delving more deeply into that sentence uttered by my former 19-year-old student that we all want to love and be loved, but we are very scared of the responsibility which comes with being loved. In the sentence of that 19-year-old gentleman, the concept of love being a choice was strongly, irrevocably related to a sense of responsibility. This ties up very nicely into the idea of love not controlling us, but us as humans controlling, or at least trying to control love. By control is meant not so much controlling what is happening to us, but controlling how we respond to what is happening to us. This, I would say, is a very powerful insight and a very necessary one, particularly for those among us who slowly come to understand that decisions have consequences and impacts both on our lives and, more importantly, on the lives of those around us. Now, in hindsight, what had struck me so strongly back then, when that young gentleman uttered the sentence, "We all want to love and be loved, but we are very scared of the responsibility which comes with being loved," was the fact that he did not necessarily connect loving with the responsibility or loving with fear, and therefore with the fear of making oneself vulnerable by exposing oneself emotionally to the world and to someone who might not reciprocate or who might not even deserve that affection. But he did connect being love with responsibility. In doing so, he externalized his awareness of the responsibility we have towards those who love us, towards those who are offering us the sacred space of their emotions and of their vulnerability, towards those who are sharing with us the intimate corners of their affection. This brings me to probably my favorite definition of love, which I have read in a book by Simon Sinek, which states that love is showing someone how we can be hurt and trusting that person will not hurt us. This is from Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why, which explores the avenues of individual significance and of finding one's own purpose in life. Not based on superficial artifacts or superfluous desires, but rather on what makes us, us. What specifically moves us? What differentiates us from those around us? Why is it so important to find one's own purpose beyond quotidian struggles, challenges, confusions, frustrations, even momentous victories? Well, more often than not, we don't really know what we want. We just give in to those around us. We submit to what society tells us we should want. We sacrifice our own self in order to get along with family, friends, workplace policies and traditions. We obey what they tell us to do. They might even think they're helpful, but more often than not, these are not our values. These are not our ideas. This is not what we would really want to achieve. It is vital to find our own purpose in the form of this existential why. This is not a new idea, as many researchers, philosophers, pedagogues have repeatedly underlined the importance of having a purpose, among the most prominent being Friedrich Nietzsche and Viktor Frankl, and more recently Jordan Peterson, in such statements as, "The one who has a why can put up with any harm." By having a valuable why, one can pursue a life of dignity, meaningfulness, and excellence, with a clear direction and attainable goals. In one of the next videos, I shall come back to this idea of the relationship between self-aware choices and their consequences, as well as the relationship between responsibility and freedom. As a pretext, I remind the meanwhile well-known fact that the greater the responsibility, the greater the freedom, and vice versa. In more plain words, the amount of freedom one can attain is directly proportionate with the amount of responsibility one is willing and capable to assume. By becoming more self-aware of the choices we're making, we become more aware of the responsibility those choices bring with them, while at the same time becoming aware of the freedom entailed in those choices and responsibilities. This will be a topic for one of the next videos as well. The concept of love as freedom, freedom of choice, and freedom of expanding one's consciousness beyond the limitations of instant gratification towards the greater goal of existential fulfillment. That would be it for today. Thank you for being with me in this video, and I'm looking forward to welcoming you again very soon. Love and peace to you all.